The topic is about disappearing forests. So there's a warm-up question for you. So what places on Earth are the least affected by the modern world? So you can think about these questions. So what places on Earth are the least affected by the modern world? For example, Antarctica, right? 比如说我们讲说怎么样南北极嘛，有人认为说极区这是怎么样一个很重要的一个部分嘛。And on page 89, we will talk about less of the Amazon. 所以我们就提到说，这个亚马逊这个地方它基本上也是人类比较少去的一个地方相对来说 comparatively speaking. So on February 12th, 2005, Dorothy Stan warned two gunmen that the forest wasn't theirs and that they had no right to clear cut the trees. However, but one of them shot her. 来，就有一个人怎么样，就射杀他来这个 Dorothy Stan 所以我们看一下这个 Dorothy Stan So she passed away on 2005在2005年就怎么样过世了她是1931from 1931 to 2005所以是1931到2005你看她活了几岁？大概 about 75 years old, right? 大概75、76左右所以她因为怎么样被人家暗杀就是 OK murdered 来谋杀了，或者说被人家不经意的incidentally or accidentally like killed by two gunmen because they claimed because like Dorothy Stan she claimed that forest wasn't theirs 并不是他的嘛，并不是他们的可是呢，而且他们没有怎么样 they had no right to clear cut the trees 那他们就怎么样，就类似意气用事就认为说他认为说这个阻挡他们怎么样来。就是说 because they wanted to make profit these two gunmen 他们想要赚钱嘛，因为有所谓那种经济利益So there is a battle for the Amazon So Stan encouraged farmers to live and work in harmony with the Amazon ecosystem and the speculators So what is the meaning of speculator 来同学来看一下来 on the bottom of page 89来这个地方来 footnote 3来下面这个第3个注解里面有特别提到这个 speculator 这是一个很基本的一个字同学必须要知道的Also a very useful word If someone speculates financially they buy property, stocks or shares in the hope of being able to sell them again at a higher price and make a profit 所以他是怎么样就那种投机主义者啦类似这个意思就是有人是怎么样像我们在提到说stock market 我们现在什么低买高卖对不对就想要赚钱 they wanted to make profit 那这个地方也是一样So however Stan encouraged farmers to live and work in harmony with the Amazon ecosystem 他就提到说应该要怎么样跟大自然要共处可是呢他们的观念不太一样就是说speculators tree cutting often results in the destruction of entire ecosystems 所以我们先来看一下来这个 on page 89 starting from line 1来 the first paragraph 我们看它的描述来这个 description so there's a story a short story so on the morning of February 12th 2005 on a secluded path deep in Brazil's Amazon rainforest two gunmen confronted a 73-year-old named Dorothy Stan None warned the gunmen that the forest was not theirs, and that they had no right to clear cut the trees to plant grasses for their cattle. 所以他觉得说，他们没有这个权利嘛，对不对？这个 Dorothy Stan 他的 argument，他主要是什么样？这 environmentally friendly，就是说对环境要友善，所以他们没有权利去怎么样 clear cut the trees。to plant grasses for their cattle 可是呢你看到这个地方 So you don't like to eat meat one of the men taunted 所以他就提到说有点类似怎么样鄙视的一个态度就是说就提到说这个不应该是这样子的来那我们再去看下去Not enough to destroy the forest for it she replied If this problem isn't resolved today It's never going to be, the man said. So according to a witness who later appeared at the two men's trial, Stan saw him reach for his gun, he opened her Bible and read, okay, and read, like blessed are who hunger and thirst for justice, for they shall be satisfied. As she turned to go, one of the men aimed his gun at her and pulled the trigger， 就把他怎么样扳机嘛，对不对？就把他怎么样？准备要去射杀他了，所以就类似这样一个有这样一个，他类似有做这样一个意味，有这样 implication 在OK， 好，来，所以我们来继续看下去So let's move on来 ，So much of the destruction of the Amazon is done illegally During the past 40 years, almost 20% of the Amazon rainforest had been cut down. 就是说这边提到说怎么样，在过去的40年大概有20%，接近20%的怎么样？这所谓这个亚马逊这个热带雨林had been cut down. So I think this is a very serious problem. So people who want to steal lands by creating false titles may utilize the technique. OK, Guillotin 来，我们看一下 Guillotin 这个部分。来 ，on page 90， 这边有提到So what is meaning of Guillotin？ 来 ，So Guillotin 来这个 OK， 我们看一下来 ，starting from line 61，the production of fake illegal titles to Amazon land has become so common that Brazilians have a name for it, Guillotin. Okay, from the Portuguese word grillo, which means cricket. 这什么意思？就属于那个蟋蟀的。像这些什么呀？窃盗人他非常聪明，他怎么聪明法？他就是怎么样？为了要就是说那个让人家让这个别人相信说我这个什么 document is genuine 是真实的，所以他怎么样？把这个 crickets 就所谓蟋蟀放进这个怎么样？就把这个 documents 放进怎么样？这个 drawer 里面就放进这个抽屉里面，然后让蟋蟀去吃这个怎么样？里面的这个就是这些文件。那吃的时候，这个文件看起来是怎么样？就看起来就有点旧旧的，好像感觉有历史的所以他们也是非常聪明的这些窃盗者用这种方式So Guillotin means to put crickets into drawers to let them eat pages of documents so that documents may look older 所以这些文件看起来是比较旧的所以这边课本特别有提到来 in order to make fake land titles 就是他们拥有这些土地。那人家误认mistakenly 就是说认为说这个土地是他的所以呢他是怎么样 and therefore more authentic 看起来是真实的Guerilleros 来 as the people who steal land by creating false titles have come to be known, put the documents in drawers full of hungry crickets. The crickets eat some of the pages and make the documents look older. 所以就看起来是比较旧的。那这样一个 practice， 我们讲说这样的一个就是说，有这样的一个，类似一个这样的一个就是 practice， 有这样一个习惯，有这样的 convention， 有这样的惯例的话是怎么样？已经非常久了。所以在这边课本上面提到说，来 starting from line 71, the practice certainly widespread. In just 3 years, the Brazilian government discovered 62,000 questionable land titles. 同学有没有注意到？就像我们台湾嘛，我们要买土地必须要什么？你要比如说你是一个土地的拥有者，这个 land owner， 你是一个这个房或者说这个土地的拥有者，你有什么样？有这个 contract， 对不对？有这个契约书，有这个上面有标明说，你是拥有哪一块土地的，有这个 land titles。那这个地方在 Brazil 也是类似的，可是呢，他们为了要怎么样？就是说，为了要就是说，因为他们那边地方土地非常大，在 Brazil，他为了要说，这个土地是他的，所以他就制造伪的，就是这个 fake，这个 title， 让人家误认以为这个土地真的是他的，那其实上并不是这样子，Okay, so let's move on. So there's a clash of ideas. So in Amazonia, there's a clash between two models of development. So the first one, based on logging and cutting down trees to create large cattle ranches and plantations. For example, Brero Maggie. 所以 Brero Maggie 它是一个什么样 ？supporter of logging and cutting down trees to create large cattle ranches and plantations. 所以他认为怎么样 ？So it's for the purpose of economic development. 就所谓那个经济发展，他觉得比较重要。那另外一种是怎么样呢？来 on the other hand, the second one, social environmentalism advocated by Dorothy Sten. 所以就是老师之前所提到的，so how to strike a balance between economic development and environmental conservation is very important. 所以你怎么样保持这个发展经济发展，又要维持着所谓这个对环境要友善，要保存这个环境，就是变成是两难，it's a little bit like a dilemma or predicament. 来这边就提到说怎么样 Blairo Maggie thinks that Dorothy's vision is completely wrong, and that people fear deforestation because they don't understand how enormous the Amazon is. So we can see, Blairo Maggie his argument. 他的 argument 是什么？因为他觉得 Amazon is big enough, it's enormous. So we can be devoted to cutting down trees and clearing the land for the benefit of economic development. 那当然这会有个问题，当然会有问题，it's questionable. So there's a pause for hope. In February 2006, Brazil's president announced the protection of 65,000 square kilometers of rainforest. 所以他们认为说怎么样？就是说 based upon the Brazil government. So Brazil's president, he thought that the protection of the rainforest, is very important, 是非常重要的，it's critical. 所以他是站在哪一边的？是站在 Dorothy 这边的，Dorothy Sten. Although she was shocked. Besides, an older law banned farmers from clearing more than 20% of their land. So government of Maggie helps such farmers to buy up forest areas adjacent to their farms. Adjacent to means near, near, what's next to, or next to. 所以我们来看一下，来 on page 91，来 last paragraph， 来最后一段来 additionally, an old law, starting from line 143, additionally, an older law that restricts farmers to clearing no more than 20% of their land is finally being enforced. 所以你不能怎么样超过20%。它类似一个怎么样enforcement。它有这样一个要求，一个命令。If properly followed, if properly followed, this law could radically, means drastically, 就剧烈的，change the current patterns of deforestation, 就属于那种砍伐森林这样的一个方式。While in the past, most farmers have largely ignored the law in the years since Sten was murdered. Government pressure has increased on grideros and farmers who have cleared too large a percentage of the land. In Mato Grosso, government of Maggie helps such farmers by allowing them to buy up forest areas adjacent to their farms in order to supplement their percentage of forested land. 来，为什么要买他们在旁边的这个土地？主要就是因为怎么样？你在旁边的话，就可能就会比较 OK。可是如果你要怎么样，另外再去找一块土地，比如说更深入的话，也会对当地的又会造成更近另外一个怎么样？可能会对当地的那个就是说环境并不是很好，所以他就说在原有既有的部分做一点点的扩张这样子，所以他的概念是这样子你看他的想法So thanks to, so owing to these and other efforts, recent forest surveys seems to indicate a decrease in the rate of deforestation. 所以这是一个方法，就是说you have to strike a balance 必须要怎么样保持一个平衡嘛，对不对？他们的 negotiation 是怎么样？就是说就是在你既有的这个原有这个土地做一些扩张，而并不是再重新另外再找别的土地再做更进一步的 expansion 扩张这样一个方式，所以它可以减少它的破坏 destruction or deforestation. However, the fight 可是在那边有一个 warning a gentle reminder. However, the fight to protect the forest is not over yet. There is a long way to go before Dorothy Sten's dream of a protected and sustainable Amazon is realized. 所以我们讲说什么样？ sustainable development， 对不对？好，我们要持续的、永续的发展，好，是非常重要的哈。好，所以这边老师们提到说，however， the fight to protect the forest is still going on， 仍然还在怎么样继续哈，好 ，still continues 哈。So there are some questions for you to discuss. Question number 1, what are the pros and cons of chopping down the rainforest? So what are the advantages as well as disadvantages or merits and drawbacks? 就是它有什么好处跟坏处？好，同学可以想想看哈，我们讲说这个 rainforest， and how about in Taiwan？ 在台湾的环境底下，好 ，in the case of Taiwan， 好。How do you think about the pros and cons of chopping down the rainforest or forest? And also question number 2, what is the function of Amazon rainforest to Earth? 好，来，我们有讲说怎么样？都市之肺，对不对？好，我们有这个，如果有这个所谓这个 noun 就类似像我们这个都市之肺，对不对？好，来，像这个地方的话，同学想想看哈 ，What is the function of Amazon rainforest to Earth? 好不好？好。好，来这个地方也是类似的哈。Similarly, Dorothy Stan alone was, shot by 2 gunmen who were annoyed by her suggestion of not to cut down trees in Brazil's, Amazon rainforest. 好，所以同学看到这个图下面是怎么样？这个就是什么 Dorothy Stan， 好，来就非常可怜嘛，对不对？好，来 she was shot down by 2 gunmen. And then in the past, Stan encouraged farmers to live and work in harmony with the Amazon ecosystem. Deforestation of Amazon rainforest has been a serious problem, resulting in not only an ecological disaster, but also uncontrollable forest fire. So much of the destruction or deforestation is done against the law, such as illegal logging and fake titles to Amazon land. 好，所以就刚刚所提到，它的怎么样树木的砍伐是怎么样？是 illegal 的，是违法的。而它的怎么样？So they also created fake titles 就所谓那个他们去 claim 有所谓这个 Amazon land 可是实际上它并不是那个拥有者So while big companies like Valerio Maggi speeded up the deforestation of Amazon rainforest. Some social environmentalists like Stan urged the importance of ecosystem. So luckily, there is a hope now because the Brazilian government has begun to restrict the exploitation of the rainforest since February 2006. 你就避免它的怎么样过度的这样的剥削砍伐So while now there's a question while we recognize the importance of environment conservation, how can we help protect our environment? So you can think about it 就是我们讲说怎么样环境保育这个部分。And also question number 2, does Taiwan also experience a similar dilemma or predicament? The conflicts between economic development and environmental conservation, as I indicated earlier. And how can we strike a balance without sacrificing either? 就是我们要怎么样才可以怎么样保持这个平衡点，对不对？才不会牺牲到怎么样其中一个部分。所以这个也是非常重要的，好不好？好。